Welcome to Videorial W07001 Microsoft Word Basics, finding your way around the interface. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you the Microsoft Word user interface. I'm going to start by opening the program. Start, Programs, Microsoft Office Word 2007. Now, by default, the interface opens on the Home menu, but I'm going to start by telling you about what I call the File menu, but it's actually known as the Office button now. This is where you go to either create a new document. You can also select from various templates if you click this button. You can open an existing document. These are some of the documents that I've been working on recently. You can save a document. The shortcut is Control-S on the keyboard. Or you can save a document as either another format or with a different file name if you want to create a copy of a document, for example, an updated version. Choose from one of these options. Print, fairly straightforward. You can either preview the file using this button, or you can just straightforward print, selecting the options. Coming down, prepare, send and publish. These are three buttons that I never use or have ever had the need to use. The close button, that will close the document you are currently working on, usually prompting you to save if you haven't recently. The Word Options button, this is where you can go in and set various global interface parameters. For example, advanced, you can set the measurements or units of measurement to whatever it is that you choose. By default it's inches. Us Brits use millimeters, so I quite often have to go in there and reset the measurement. Just click OK, go back in. Other than that, I'd steer clear of the Word Options area. You could make fundamental errors that might affect the program and then you can't fix. The final button in this menu, the Exit Word, it will close the application, usually prompting you to save the file that you're currently working on. But you can also do that by clicking in the X in the top right hand corner of the page. Okay, now moving on to this small menu here. These are shortcut buttons for various things within the application. Save, it's just the shortcut and it's much quicker than clicking Office button, save. You can add buttons to this menu depending on how you use Word, but they're there to basically help you speed up the process of document production. The Home menu is probably the most useful and most commonly used menu in the program. The first section here, Clipboard, basically enables you to paste a document. If you're pasting from the internet, I'd recommend using Paste Special, unformatted. It gets rid of any formatting that sometimes comes across when you copy things from the internet. The Format Painter basically copies a copy of the formatting from within the document and enables you to paste it to another area of the document by clicking and selecting. The font area basically gives you options to set the formatting of the font. So for example, the font face, the font size, we can increment and decrement incrementally. We can set the style to bold, italic, underline, various underline options, strike through, subscript, superscript. We can set uppercase, toggle case. We can use highlighter pen effect if we want to act or use it like for notes. Just undo that. We can change the colour of the text. I would recommend steering clear of the formatting, clear formatting option. I never use it. Moving on to paragraph. This is where we can set paragraph formatting. So alignment, left, centre, right, fully justified, used in desktop publishing. A lot of people love it. I hate it unless it's used within a magazine or something like that. I can set line spacing, indents, spacing before and after paragraphs. I can add background colour. I can add borders. I can turn some text into unordered bulleted lists or numbered lists, lettered ordered lists, sublists. I can also from this area increment or decrement the indents. The styles area within this menu I would stay clear of for the time being. Most beginners, you can just get yourself into a bit of a pickle if you start applying style formatting. It's very useful for creating tables of contents. That's the only instance where I use it. Editing area, very simply, if you're looking for a word within a document, you can just click the find button, type the word you're looking for and hit find. Same with the replace. You can hit the replace button, type the word you're looking for and then the word that you want to replace it with, and click the relevant buttons. Moving on to the insert menu. Page break, the only button in the pages area that's of use. If you want to put some text onto the next page, you just hit the page break button and it will automatically push that text or the object onto the next page. The table menu. If you want to insert a table, you click the table button, select the number of cells and rows, and release. This inserts a table which creates another menu of options, layout and design. I'll talk about these in another Videorial. Suffice to say that once you've created a table, you can set various parameters. I'll just come out of that. You can also insert a picture from file. Just navigate and select the picture you want. You'll also notice, again, like the table, another menu option or series of menu options come up specific to pictures or photos. Clipart. You can insert Clipart pictures. You basically type whatever it is that you're looking for. It will ask you if you want to go out onto the internet to look for pictures. If you do that but you're not connected to the internet, that can cause problems. When you've found a picture that you want, you just literally click and drag onto the page. Again, the formatting options come up. Finally, you can insert shapes. Just select the shape you want, click and drag. Again, another menu items come up. I'll talk about that in another Videorial. Just deselect that. Right, back to the insert menu. Smart Art and Chart I'd stay clear of. Not good practice to use them. The links area, this is the hyperlink is the only button here that's really useful. If you want to turn a word or a picture into a hyperlink, simply select it, click the hyperlink button, and this is where you type the address that you want the hyperlink to go to. Bookmark, cross-reference, ignore. Inserting headers and footers, good practice to add a header at least. You can either double click in this portion of the screen, but really what you should do is go insert header and then select edit header. I wouldn't recommend using pre-formatted headers. Again, you'll get yourself in a pickle. I always encourage my students to add their own header. I use the tab, by the way, to get from one piece of text to the next. Adding or inserting a footer, exactly the same, and page number, you just have to select from one of the options depending on how you want it to look and where you want to put it. I would steer clear of this area, the text area. Again, not something I would use, can just cause more problems than it solves. If you do want to insert a symbol, for example a price or a currency symbol, working in Thailand I don't have access, or it's not on the keyboard, the pound symbol, so I have to insert it via the symbol menu. So I just literally find the font that I want, find the symbol, insert, close, done. Right, that's it for this menu. Page layout. Themes, ignore. I wouldn't recommend using them. Page setup, I would always recommend using narrow. Maximize the space you have on the page, unless I'm doing a formal letter, in which case I'd use a normal, wider margin. I can set the orientation here to landscape or portrait. I can set the page size. By default it's letter. Ideally, being from the UK, we use A4. This is where I can set that option. I can add columns, turn Word into a desktop publishing program, but I wouldn't recommend it. There are better programs for word processing out there, including Microsoft Publisher. Just quickly close that Clipart menu down. That's pretty much it. The paragraph options I don't set paragraph options from this area. I tend to do it from the home menu via this button, but you can do it from the page layout area. You can just literally increase or decrease indents or paragraph spacing. Everything else in the arrange menu I would ignore, never use it. Moving on to references, never use this menu, steer clear of it. Mailings, the same. Review, now this is important. Select the text or just place the cursor. Spelling and grammar, just simply click the spelling and grammar button. Thesaurus, if you want to find an alternative to a word that you've used, select whatever it is, hit the Thesaurus button, look at the options offered. If you find one, right mouse click insert and it substitutes the word. Word count, quite useful, but to be honest, the word element of this menu is duplicated here, and it's much easier to see down here on the left hand corner of the interface. This is very useful for students if working for an assignment or working on an assignment that's got a word limit. That's it for this menu. The view menu, a lot of the functionality in this menu is replicated down in the bottom right hand corner of the page. Really all you need to know is that you should always really be working in print layout. Anything else, just confusing. So always make sure that you're on print layout. You can replicate that by coming down to the bottom right hand corner. Rulers should always be on. If they're off, this is where you come to turn them on. This is where you can set indents and add bullets and such. Zoom, you can set zoom manually here, or you can do it interactively in the bottom right hand corner of the page. If you want to return to 100%, then this is where you can do it. You can also hit control button on the keyboard and use your mouse wheel. If you push forward, it zooms in. If you pull back, it zooms out. That's pretty much it from that menu. The add-ins menu, I'm not even sure that appears unless you've got an add-in installed. I have one that converts the document into a PDF file. The only other option really, aside from the help, is this option down here, which is where you can specify the language that you're using in the document. By default it's US, so I find myself quite often just setting it to UK. It's something that's easily forgotten. Finally, the help menu, just simply click on the little button in the right hand corner, type in the question, and hit search. Follow the options and it will, generally speaking, take you to a website where they've got some help regarding some aspect of the document. That's it for this video reel. Thank you for watching.